I am doing this video for my friends over at SimpleCheck and breaking down how we are using their data. And the reason I'm doing this video is because there hasn't been a tool with higher leverage in SimpleCheck. And what this is able to do from a sales process is a few things. The marketing and the sales, there's overlap. So like on a close call, if that's all we're gonna focus on, I know when I'm looking at Melissa here, for example, what is the path to PIF? Well, she has a 780 credit score and she's got $81,000. We do have financing solutions available on this offer, but do we wanna do that with this person when we can get that credit card PIF? And the response to that is it depends. It depends on how the prospect was set, if it was a direct to closer booking, all kinds of different factors. But the more important factor here is we know what that path looks like. So maybe with this person on a close call, if you get her to say, yeah, I want to move forward, how does this look? Let's just say you have a 10K offer. You can charge $12,000. We can get you connected to a third-party financing company that can help you go through all that. You're looking at like $600 down and $335 per month, which is what, Shy-Fi would be. So that's option A. Option B is because we get hit with a significant discount from the finance company by going that route because they view coaching as a high-risk industry. The other option is we can just throw it on a credit card and call it a day, but you have to be paid in full upfront and it's $9,800. Which one of those two options sounds like a more attractive solution for you? And so that's how I would leverage that. And then vice versa, if this person had trying to find a good example here. There's rare situations though where you'll have somebody with a below a 600 or a really low credit score that also happens to have 50 grand available on their credit cards. Do you even offer them financing? No. And then vice versa, do they have a high credit score and very little available in their current credit? If the answer is yes to that, then you only offer them financing as a solution to buy. So what it does is it removes that waterfall effect that closers will typically have because you know what the most likely path to PIF is and you just give them that one option so that they're not distracted and they're focused on getting that one option done. So that's an example of how we'd use it isolated onto a close call. Now, when it comes to the marketing funnels, there's really two major funnel types that I would say. One is getting more and more popular due to some companies being able to scale to some big numbers where you're not even going for lead gen on a squeeze page with a lead magnet, just very direct, this is what we do, this is how we can help you. You click on the ad, you watch a 4 or 5 minute mini VSL, you fill out an application, you book directly to a closer calendar, and maybe a lot of times they do a 2-call close, who knows? But on those specifically, when you have this data and you see somebody below a 600 FICO, they have $1,000 in available credit, we just go ahead and delete those people off of the calendar so that we open up that space now for somebody who is likely a lot more qualified. So we have on some of the offers that I'm consulting, literally VAs will go through and just delete calls as they're coming in from the calendar if they do not look like they are qualified. Before I get into the pixel side of things, the other option is just okay, what if I am getting $25 leads by this lead magnet that I'm putting out, getting a bunch of leads coming in, and I have people outbounding those people. And that's what this specific offer is doing as well. And what we've done, and this is closed, so HubSpot, Go High Level, they all do the same. But just on the speed to lead smart view that we have here, we have everything below 600 FICO being completely removed. So that's not even, in fact, if I remove this filter, how many leads pop in there? All these leads, 25 leads that are brand new leads in the last 24 hours. Now, those people aren't even being called out to in the first place. Why? They're likely not going to have the money to buy. And it's just you can make the argument, oh, but what if their spouse has good credit and good income? Yeah, that is true. But in terms of optimizing the energy for our sales team, how much wasted energy is going into calling broke and low credit leads just to find the one who has that scenario where it's a perfect fit? It doesn't make sense. And so what you're looking at, if you have a business set up like that, where you're doing 60, 70% of your cash collection efforts coming from outbound dials from a setter team and then booking those onto closer calendars, if that is what your business looks like, imagine being able to cut your setter team down to a third of what it is right now so that you're doing nothing but keeping your top talent, having them go after nothing but qualified prospects all day long. They're not having to do 3 or 4 DQ sets just to find the one qualified person to talk to. It's only qualified people that they're talking to all day long. It is crazy how much efficiency that adds in. And now you don't have lower talent on your sales team blowing an opportunity with somebody who is qualified when you do that. So massive efficiency. Like we've seen some offers go from like a 3.1, 3.2x ROAS to a 4.5x ROAS with that type of a strategy where we've lowered the team size, have them just talking to qualified prospects all day long. And then once these prospects get to a closer, because we're able to see that they have the available credit, there's a lot more, like typically twice as many full PIFs on a credit card that are happening as what was happening before. So I could go on and on and on about like the different ways, depending on what your offer looks like, your marketing looks like, your funnel. But like if you're going to work with SimpleCheck and get the data, make sure that you're actually leveraging it properly to make your sales process more efficient. And then on top of that, whether you're using ROAS or HubSpot or some other tool that can actually feed this data back into the pixel, you want the pixel being fed the proper data, right? And so especially with ROAS, because it makes it easy with them, imagine nothing but like your 680 FICOs and above being fed back into the pixel on what is considered a qualified prospect. And then you might have like a financing solution like ShyFi or SpecialFi that can go deep into those lower 600 FICOs. Do you even want that cash collected going into the pixel as saying, yes, this is a customer that was able to pay us $4,000? I would say no. And so like if you want to optimize your pixel over time for higher and higher quality leads and prospects that have the ability to PIF out of pocket or through financing solutions that are in the game, like not only can you make your sales process way more efficient because you're only talking to people that are qualified now, but you're feeding the right data back into your pixel. And over time, that means like you're going to get 50, 60% more qualified prospects off of the exact same ad spend coming into your funnel. I cannot overhype this enough. SimpleCheck is a game changer. You got to at least give it a shot, and you'll thank me later.